Alright, there's a lot to talk about in this episode of Promised Neverland. A lot of things that have been revealed, and what I think personally is I already mentioned that the kids are really, really intelligent. Like, their intelligence is on another level for what it is. But more than the kids, it's like these 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 people, these caretakers, are somewhat of more intelligent, I would say. It seems like they have came from the same farm they have been talking about or shit like that. Very much like that. It feels like that, the way they speak, the way they interact with each other, and the way mom interacts, Isabella interacts with Crone, is also like feels like the way that Isabella in a way is produced from a farm, but she has taken the complete form of an adult or some shit like that, and Crone seems about the same as Isabella. As for the kids, obviously there are three kids that are already known about that already know about the secret, but it seems like there is a fourth kid who is getting in onto this stuff. Now I don't know what her name was again, but she has been getting into these stuff about everything that's been happening around here and there. Like, she's kind of like feeling like something's going wrong, and it's surprising because she's about 10 and Emma is about 11, so she didn't even question Emma about anything about that's been happening here. Now obviously at the end of the episode we get the thing that there's a traitor and everything, but what I feel like it's not gonna be any there isn't gonna be any kind of traitor. If there is, there is. Okay, I don't mind it. Okay, as long as the story, the way they adapt it is good, is I don't mind it. But through what I see, there isn't gonna be any traitor, and Isabella is just making these kids like go. n- She's kind of making them suspect everyone. It just feels like that. Gotta be honest here, too many shonen, so I guess that's how it's gonna play out. But if it does play out like a typical shonen and goes for the route where the character is evil, I don't mind it too. It's all good with me too. But yeah, it seems like that. Another thing that I've noticed is like Crone seems to be a completely mental case, like literally. Like, she literally was talking to a doll that's more like a voodoo doll or some shit like that. And like, I don't know what to say about that whole scene, but yeah, that whole scene had me questioning a lot of things, and I was like, okay. I don't know what the big thing about being a mom is on this series. I really don't understand any of this stuff yet because it's still new and they haven't expanded on it. But it seems like being a mom is a big achievement in this series. Like, it's some kind of huge achievement if you're controlling so many kids or some shit like that. Now, it would be understandable if it's just because you're a contractor and because of the trading and everything, and you get some shit from the trading and everything. I don't know anything about this shit. I still have to. They have to still expand on that lore because I don't want to give my personal thoughts on it because I will be. Then when the reality shit comes out, I'll be the one who'll be in the stupid area, and I'll be like, oh, it was so simple, and I thought too many things. So yeah, but it does seem like a crone does want to be a mom. Feels weird saying that. Like, what? Uh, but yeah, it does feel like that. And it's also this. There's this weird feeling about her that I feel like I haven't had in a long time in a character. I feel like the last time I had this weird feeling about him or her would be Hisoka. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think so. That's the last time I had this weird feeling. I don't know what I would call this feeling, but there's this weird feeling having about her. And by that I don't mean like she's gonna be anti-villain or anything. Okay, she's obviously a villain, but there's this weird feeling I have, weird aura she has around her, which kind of gives this weird feeling about her. Obviously, she's a mental case. That's not gonna change in a fact. But what's more surprising is the physical strength. Oh, before we talk about the physical strength, let's also talk about this guy. Yeah, that's Rose. Reminds me of episode one, and when I watched episode one, I was like, yeah, that Rose is right in the girl's stomach, and I'm like, I'm good, I'm good, son. That's a no-no in my eyes. And this guy is holding that Rose, and most probably he's gonna drink the blood that the girl spread. I'm guessing that's what's happening here. That's basically what they want to do. They're more like a vampire or some shit like that, or else they have just harvested these human bodies, technically having their flesh or some shit like that. I guess that's been happening. They're eating humans, I guess. That's basically what's been happening here. Not sure about anything yet. Again, still need to expand on the lore because this little of a lore isn't gonna be a big deal, big like oh my god type of situation where I'll be like, yay, some shit happening and it's dark and all that. I need a little more explanation on lore because it does give a little idea on what's happening because right now I have no idea what's happening. I do have a certain idea about what's happening in the Gracefield in the Graceful home and everything. I do have the idea about what's happening with Emma, Coney, right? That's what his name is, right? Robert, like yeah, I do have a small idea on what's happening around there. I do have an idea on what's been happening with the two caretakers and everything. Like the Gracefield, we have the development happening in the Gracefield home, and there have been th- there are many instances where I could say I have a complete idea on what's happening. But when it comes to the outside world, the outside lore, it's still like not expanded on that. And I understand it's just 3 episodes, and I would like to see what they do with it in the future because this is the anime is definitely much interesting, and this is my 3 episode review so far. Okay, because I like to talk more about an anime when 3 episodes are done, and I like to go through the first, second, and the third one because I like to apply the golden rule and then give a full thing on it. Obviously, the first and second episode were a short thing on it, but compared like how I go with it, I most probably talk about most about any anime in episode 3 because that's just how I go about it. Because that's where I most probably judge most of the anime by that time. And Promised Neverland has an interesting concept. It has an interesting story. It has an interesting cast of characters. It does have a lot of things that is very interesting. The only thing that's missing is lore building, and that's basically what I want to see more on. Because I would love to see how much they build on the lore and how much they go deep with it. So yeah, that's about it for what I want to see. As for the game of tags, let's talk about what I was gonna talk about right now. And the thing about it, the tag game, this whole situation was a completely different situation than I thought. The physical prowess for Crone to run like that is on a different level. It's on a completely different level from anyone from Graceful Home, any kid from Graceful Home. The way everybody was running around, the only ones who could keep up, like even close to running from her, were Emma, Robert, and Coney. That's just what I felt like that. Like it was just them who were keeping up with Crone's physical prowess. That's because they themselves have good physical prowess. Robert doesn't have a good physical prowess, if I'm correct. His name is Robert, right? I might be completely confusing everything. Don't get me wrong. I really might be confusing the names because I have no idea right now. The only character that I know are Emma and Coney, I guess. If as his name is Coney, but yeah, I'm completely confused when the name of the characters are mentioned because it's just been 3 episodes. But most probably I'm gonna learn the names by next episode because I need to learn the names. Okay, I understand. Okay, but yeah, Emma has the most physical strength. White hair guy has the most knowledge, but is really bad with physical physical stuff, and black-haired guy has the most knowledge and is good with physical stuff. So he's all-rounded. Basically, that's what's happening there. But yeah, it's all about this episode. It was good to see it, but I don't feel like there's gonna be a traitor like the end of the episode said. I don't feel like anything like that is gonna happen. I feel like more like it's a trap. But who knows? They may be a traitor. Anything is possible, alright. So let me know what you think about this episode. I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, peace.